I mean, it's nice. You could make the argument Victor's been swinging well all year. Miggy's certainly gotten hot this last month, and it's well-timed.
What did you see from Max tonight? Obviously some issues with his command, but he was able to work out some jams and himself out that way.
He had good stuff. He was a little erratic at times with his location. As a result, his pitch count got up, and he ended up being able to go 6, but it was we were even in the fifth a little bit concerned about how high his pitch count was getting, but he ended up doing a nice job. He worked out a couple jams and then held him to a couple runs.
That fifth inning, you got Sanchez out, and then he sat down. What was the thinking with him there?
I didn't get Sanchez up. He was probably just tossing.
The bullpen tonight, 9 up, 9 down. How good was it to see those guys?
They did a nice job, all three of those guys. 7th, 8th, and 9th did an outstanding job. Good innings, good through strikes, quick innings, very efficient. Really, that's how you want to line it up.
Was that as good as the stuff as you've seen from Joe?
Joe he had very good stuff tonight. Yeah, slider was good, through strikes. He was attacking the hitter, so I thought that was an excellent outing by Joe. Yeah.
You got Soria. Was this what you envisioned? I mean, at the end of the season, just playing out with him and 7 Java.
Well, when we originally got Soria, we kind of could use him in a couple spots. We could use him in the 7th. Java had, at the time, pitched really well in the 8th. I didn't want to disturb that. So when Sawyer first came over, I told him we use him in the 7th, and if Joe wasn't closing, he would close. He would kind of jump over Java and close in those situations.
So, is that still the case then?
Yeah.
Brad, you've said that the ceiling for all three of those guys has been high all year. Is today kind of what you expect out of them, or is it more of an anomaly?
I didn't understand. Say it again, James.
The three relievers, you had a high ceiling for them all year. What you saw today, 9 up, 9 down, is obviously hard to duplicate. But is this what you expect to see out of them, or is it more of an anomaly?
I mean, 9 up, 9 down is tough to do in a tight game like that, but I certainly would love to see that every time. I don't know if that's reasonable to ask that.
How big was the run in the 7th that you guys were able to manufacture? Alex gets the single, you move him over, and then Rajay comes through.
Well, Suarez laid down a nice bunt, and then, of course, Raj has swung the bat pretty well lately and hit the double down line, which makes it the one question I have in my mind with bunting Alex over is, can he score? You know, sometimes it's tough for him to score from a line drive single to the outfield from second for Alex, but Raj took care of that with a double.
Brad, you probably don't want this brought up, but when Victor hit his home run, a couple of your players held up fake binoculars to their eyes and looked out at the center. Is this going to have some shelf life?
I don't know. If they keep doing that, I'm sure you guys will give it shelf life.
Brad, how much of the, with Soria in the 7th, did the top of the Twins order coming up have anything to do with it?
No, Soria was going to pitch the 7th, regardless of where they were in the order. So that really didn't play into it too much.
But the story does have shelf life because Ventura kind of went off today, kind of telling you should manage your own team. I don't know if you want to comment back on that.
I mean, I don't really have a comment. I like Robin Ventura a lot. He's one of the better guys I've ever met in the game. So I'm certainly not going to. So I have nothing negative to say about Robin Ventura.
With Sanchez, do you feel like you kind of need to get him in one of these next few games, or is that kind of tough?
Yeah, I definitely want to get him in. I think he does need to get in there. And we were looking for opportunities the last 2 days. I'm a little hesitant to throw him, first inning out of the pen into the fire of a one-run game in the 7th, but we do have to get him in there.
Brad, as it gets closer to the division title, you find yourself, just as a group, not trying to get ahead of yourself?
I'm very day-to-day, so I don't get overly concerned about it. Obviously, we like to win, and we hope Kansas City lose, but it's still business as usual on a daily basis.
What about when it comes down to, this is the type of thing we think about, you can get Sanchez into a game a lot easier if you clinch earlier, and you would be able to set up your rotation any way you wanted in the postseason, give you some leeway, a little bit of breathing room before it would start. How important is that? Or is that something you won't let creep into your mind?
It would be a nice luxury, but I really haven't thought too much about that. If we're able to win the division, I'll cross that bridge.
Brad, a couple of years ago, Max couldn't get over the hurdle. When he was erratic with his control, often was his downfall. How does he get over it now? He still doesn't like to give up blocks, but he doesn't often always let it get to him.
Well, I think he's matured as a pitcher. He's matured, emotionally on the mound, I think, and I think he's a lot more confident in himself. But he's also got better command of his pitches, generally speaking. He knows his mechanics very well and can make adjustments on the fly.
Do you feel like Soria now is back 100% full strength?
He looks good to me, yeah.
Was that a debate at all in the last week or 2 weeks? Because he hadn't pitched in high-stress situations.
No, I don't think that's necessarily the case. He hasn't pitched in high-stress situations. He's pitched in close games late.
Right, okay, but not right in a close situation.
He got to save in Minnesota, I believe, didn't he?
So this is the Soria you...
This is the guy the way he's pitching is kind of what we expected when we got him. And then obviously the injury kind of put a stop to that for a period of time.
Brad, with the pitch count, how big was it for Scherzer to get through that sixth inning and allow you to kind of use your whole team?
Well, it set up nicely so you could run those three out there in a row. Each of those, Scherzer, Soria, Jabba, all have to do their job, and then Joe obviously has to finish it for that to happen. And today it did. So it helped that Scherzer was able to get through that sixth inning.